there, this is Tuesday morning, so it's another morning of bad traffic management. I'm today in the Mystery, and the Mystery, just to explain, is one of the key through roads for cyclists who come from Childwall, Walton and Wavertree indeed, to go into town. So most of them come down this road. It's a very rainy morning, so you can maybe just about make out a cyclist that's just come up, but there will be more cyclists coming down. You might not be able to see any today because of the weather, but on a sunny day in summer this gets very, very busy indeed. And the lovely thing is, obviously, it's through a park, it's separate, there are pedestrians, there are dog walkers, so you have to slow down every now and then for a dog, but overall this feels really, really safe, and it's lovely, it's really enjoyable. So I'm now walking you towards the bit which I think is not ideal traffic management. It's not totally bad traffic management, but it just indicates the kind of element of lack of thinking through of what is really required in order to make the road safe for all road users. Today I'm focusing obviously on cyclists, but we can talk about this at any time also in relation to pedestrians, and obviously the last two videos were about pedestrians. So I'm just going to walk you down the road and show you more, and in the meantime I'm going to take a little stop. Here's one of the cyclists that I mentioned earlier, and we're actually approaching one of the first bits of road, which isn't brilliant. So if you're a cyclist, I am actually on my bike today, but I'm pushing, as you can tell, otherwise I would be faster. So if you're a cyclist, you come down here, and what happens is you get to this bit of road. There is clearly indication that you should give right, even though obviously give way. Obviously there's no markings, so instead you go onto the road and then onto extremely badly maintained road. I don't know if you can see how bad the road surface is, so you have to be a little bit careful here as a cyclist, particularly actually coming the other way. When you want to cross over into the park, you have to indicate, and that's quite hard to do when you have to negotiate also potholes, because potholes can be quite tricky, so in order to make sure that you're safe, you really should keep both of your hands on, which unfortunately you can do if you want to indicate. So yeah, it's not ideal. So the road needs resurfacing, definitely. More potholes here, and then we're still on the road as a cyclist, which is fine because this is just the entrance to Lifestyles and the tennis centre, so it's not too bad. Okay, I'll probably get beeped now because I'm on the road walking. No? Nice driver. Left me lots of space. Okay, so I'm now getting to go onto a bit of cycle path. Unfortunately, that isn't clearly indicated on the road, so I just need to know that I can go onto the cycle path. So I go onto the cycle path, and as you can tell, as a cyclist, I would give way if I came down here for the pedestrians, which I think is perfectly fine. And I cannot tell you how much I like having a designated cycle path. It just feels safer to be on a cycle path, basically. Okay, then you have to be able to go quite nicely around the road here, which is quite steep, and then you get to here, and cycle path ends. Now the good news is, don't know if you can see it, but this is a shared cycle path with pedestrians, so you can keep cycling on this bit of the road, on the pavement, basically. Probably not great because there used to be some building work which stopped, and this has been like that for a good while. So this slows you down, obviously, and it isn't ideal. but you're still okay to be on this on this pedestrian pavement cycle path. There's just a woman crossing with her child quite dangerously over the road, because obviously she's going for the preferred way, rather than having to walk 50 meters down the road. And trust me, I know it sounds like 50 meters down the road, that's nothing, but if you're a mum who has kids and you're working, it's really, really hard to find those extra 10 minutes or, even the extra 2 minutes. So kudos to her, because she's decided to take her kids to school not by car. So that's really good. Okay, so now we're on a pedestrian crossing, which is lovely, and you can see the cycle path continues over there. And this is quite a responsive pedestrian crossing, which is nice. So here we go, cross over here, little cycle path, lovely, and then it ends. So where am I going now? I have no idea. There's no signage whatsoever, absolutely no signage, but I have gone on this road before, so I know I need to go this way. And I keep going, and I can now see that ahead of me is another shared space for cyclists and pedestrians. There we go. Sorry for the rather bumpy ride today. And here we are, and as you can see, it's actually on the road primarily marked as a cycle path, not as a shared space, but that's fine. We don't mind sharing spaces. However, what is a real problem is that this is also a space where people bring their rubbish bins, and as a result the road looks like this. And the other day we came past here, it was so full of glass that it would have been very easy to get a puncture. We were able to swerve it, but it's not great. You need to have clean roads for cyclists as well, and that includes clean specific roads for them. And there's a bit of wood with nails in it, don't know if you can see it, which lies right in front of the cycle path, and if you go through there then you have a puncture. So not ideal. So, but where do I go now? Oh yes, it says go this way for the city centre, and over there again it says go this way for the city centre. So you could tell there was a cyclist coming that way, because most cyclists go a slightly different way than is indicated, because this is awkward. You need to know, but also, as I said, it's not ideal. And then from here, you go down this road with all the bumps. Bumps for cyclists are not ideal. They're not ideal for cars, but for cyclists, they're also not brilliant. It's a very narrow road. If there's cars coming from over there, they usually push you into the gutter basically. You have to definitely give way. There's no option. But it is actually relatively safe because it's a relatively quiet road and you can cycle in. The problem is there's not enough signage. People don't know where to go basically. So the way I go is literally you go all the way down this road and then cross over the road. There's another road, you keep going until you can't go any further, you turn left and then onto Lawrence Road. And Lawrence Road is an interesting place to cycle, but that's time for another video when it's less wet, I hope, and you can see perhaps better. Okay, that was me. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I will speak to you next Tuesday.